I was watching that performance and thinking, because they do play that three at the back, you know, exactly the same as what Ruben Amorim does. Obviously, is that system, and I know I watched United against Ipswich, is that three at the back system now, I know Conte did it all those years ago, now in the Premier League, will that work? Because you do have players so wide out, and you're relying on those three, they get put in a lot of one-on-one situations.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah,
because it didn't really work against Ipswich last week, did it? Like,
no.
You know what I mean?
But you know what it is with that game? It's really difficult to analyse it because they had so many players out. Players come back from South America. It was a weird team that he put out in the first place. And then you could tell when watching, they're not used to playing that formation. So they're doing really silly things that making silly runs or not picking out certain passes. You're thinking, these lot don't really know how to.
But do you think that system?
I love that system. That system brought me to Champions League.
Yeah, but nobody deploys that system in the in the Premier League. Do you think that will work for United in the Premier League? The way teams are playing now.
Yeah, that system for me.
It worked then all those years ago.
I know.
But nobody deploys that now.
I think personally, I think any system can work as long as you got the right profiles for it. Any system can work for me. Like that system, no one was playing it when we used it, and we just shocked everyone and won the league. And I think even now, I think McKenna was saying it before Ipswich. More teams are playing a three at the back. They're just not on paper a three at the back. But
I guess so.
In possession, they go to a three because they invert the full back.
So
for me, it's. Formations are getting very muddled.
But inverting it is a lot different to that very deliberate.
And that is a typical Conte thing. You also kind of did it at Spurs. And for 6 months it worked for them. For the rest of the time it didn't. Yeah. But again, it depends on the personnel. I think with United, like you can't judge. You're not going to be able to judge United probably until.
No, I'm not judging them yet.
You'll be able to see if they're understanding what he wants, but until he is able to implement, whether with his players or he's converting, whether it's Anthony or Garnacho or Diallo or whatever he wants to do in terms of the fullback situation, then you'll be able to tell a little bit more. But for the next couple of months, I mean, you're just going to be able to see who can fit into that system in that team.
If he had swapped Garnacho and Diallo, they win that game.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's simple as that. And that's not to say they would have been brilliant. It's just Garnacho was given the ball away so many times on the break. Diallo would have made the right decisions. Yeah. And Garnacho can do the up and down road running. You know what I mean?
Well, it was an entertaining game week in the Champions League.